soft and silky.
Ooh. It is. This is my good friends Phil and Tony, Delta City. It's their new track Outsiders. I thought it'd make a nice introduction to episode 8. Probably the biggest episode yet, because it has been an absolutely mental couple of weeks of sport and everything. Not even sportsmen doing things they should not be doing,
Putting things in things they shouldn't be doing.
exactly. And also sportsmen becoming legends to two particular sports with two particular icons now that we can talk about briefly a little bit. I'm not too much up with the NFL or tennis, but we can talk about stuff like that. But before that,
Are you talking about Nadal and
Brady?
Tom Brady?
Yeah. We'll touch on it. We'll touch it,
We'll touch it, but we'll touch it legally.
Yeah.
We won't touch it illegally.
No.
And in my opinion, no means no.
It does.
That's not in my opinion. I think that's the law.
That's a fact. Yeah. But before that, how you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. I'm good.
I spoke to you earlier. You was when we were trying to arrange this. You was a bit road ragey on the phone. You had a little. You were like, fuck you.
I had the most English, probably best road rage I've ever had in my life. As in, it wasn't bad, but what happened? I'll let everyone know. Some idiot goes into two lanes as you get into a roundabout. It's in Essex, and it was miles away from the car in front, so he could have rolled forward. I could have got around him, and also he was in 2 lanes. He goes into 2 lanes.
He's just hogging it.
Get in your lane, yeah. So I tooted the horn, and he was like a guy in a van, and he looked like he was going to give it. I was like, I was in the mood. I was in a rush. I was starving as well. I get fucking hangry, yeah. I was hungry. Right? I was going for brunch.
You're like, what are you doing?
What are you doing, cunt? And anyway, I thought he was going to kick off. He didn't. He was like, he went, oh no, sorry mate, yeah, I see what I was doing there. And I was like, and it threw me off because he was being actually quite polite, but he didn't look like he was going to be polite. And I was like, oh, well, yeah, you were miles away from the car in front. Yeah, I was, yes, I'm sorry mate. I went, all right, and yeah, all right, nice one, yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, mate. He's like, yeah, that's all right, mate. Yeah, nice. All right, can you see you later, mate?
Waved him off.
I was like,
what a lovely bloke.
I was like, let me in. Nah, he was a nice geezer. So it was quite a friendly road rage, because normally it's like, you said what, you can, and then you want to beat him up and all that sort of stuff, which I don't condone that, but he wasn't wrong. And all I did was toot the horn, one of them ones. And I started giving it out.
You make sure.
Yeah, it's like a little not like a
beep beep. Beep beep.
There's 2 ways to do a horn. Yeah, there's either
straight slam.
That's like you're a Larry fucker. Don't you know what I mean? Yeah, it's kicking off, or you've got the
double tap. The old double tap.
Yeah, the double tap. Out that film Zombieland.
Yeah,
double tap. Always double tap
to the head.
Yeah, double tap, mate. Double tap. So that was my day, mate. And apart from that, I've been all right. Obviously, Everton, it's all changed since last time.
It was all changed since yesterday.
Yeah, it was all. The last few days have been unbelievable for Everton. I mean, you've got Lampard come in, which at first, when he first got mooted, I was like, I don't know about that, because what's he really done? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. As in with Derby, he really should got promoted. He didn't. And at Chelsea, done a good job the first season.
He threw away 2. You know, in that game, he threw away in the playoff. I think there were 2 goals up going into the first leg, going into the second leg. Yeah, they threw it away. However, I will say, because I did keep an eye on Derby, because I'm partial to a bit of Derby. I like it up there, lived up there for a bit. He had him playing good football. I know he had Mason Mount there, and he had Harry Wilson and a few others.
Yeah, Wilson, Mount. He had that little Tamori as well.
He had that little fellow as well, Madison, Marriott, or whatever he was. He had a good team.
Yeah.
Well, he had. I mean, Mel Morris obviously put his money in a bit there.
Yeah, it was all loans, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, Tamori and
Mount were loans, weren't they? Wilson, was he a loan as well? He was a loan, wasn't he?
I don't know, but he obviously went on. Where did he end up going? He's still in the Championship, isn't he?
Wilson,
still in the Championship?
No, Welsh lad, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's at Bournemouth before, wasn't he, as well? Yeah. So
he had him playing good football. I mean, and at Chelsea, I mean, let's get it right. You know, I think up to a week ago, this point last week, Frank Lampard as a manager was less points behind the leaders than...
Yes, I said that to you, didn't I?
Yeah,
it was less points behind the top team than Tuchel
is now.
Yeah.
Here we are.
So. Frank, the first season, he had a transfer embargo, And but it was embarrassment of riches. The players he had, they were like fantastic young players. Like it was generational. That's how good they were. There was a big bunch, like a good core of young players coming through. So he was lucky that way. But he still got in the Champions League, so he done well for them. And he was all right going well in the Champions League. What he made a mistake on was taking certain players on, not playing them, like Alonso. In a big issue of Alonso, and he was quite a popular member of the team, isn't he? And
he had a few fallouts. Apparently, he didn't get on well with. Excuse me, he didn't get on well with Rudiger. Whom Rudiger's one.
Rudiger, he's fantastic.
He's paramount. He's arguably one of the best defenders in Europe at the moment. So.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He's on the free, isn't he, as well?
So, as an Everton fan, how do you feel about this window?
I'm positive, and the window, right? Well, there's a yes and no in it. So, if we go through it, you got that. Makaloko, whatever his fucking name is, the Ukrainian lad, the left back. He had an horrible first game against Norwich and passed the ball back. It was terrible. So, but it was his first game. You got to give him 6 months to acclimatise. Them Russian lads, they always have issues with like you know. I mean, apart from Sharvin, I don't know any Russian players. And back in the day, we had what's his name, Chelsea, didn't we? Everton back in the day.
Yeah.
But many of them don't really. I mean, you look at Robrev. Sergei
Sergei
Robrev. Yeah. he was mate. He's pulling up trees, mate. In Ukraine, wasn't he, against Dynamo Kiev? But they don't really acclimatise well. I don't know what it is with them, like sort of Russian-y type lads.
East Ukrainians and all that.
Yeah, they don't really do well.
Look at Shevchenko when he came here. He didn't do anything.
It's weird. I don't know what it is, but so I don't know. Obviously, you got to give him time. But Patterson, he's rapid. The right back we've got. He's young. He's rapid. I know he wasn't Rangers' first team, but he's got a lot of potential, and they think he's going to be top player. So he's a Robinson type player. So I'm happy with that signing. Donny, I'm happy with that because with Donny,
he's got a lot about him.
For some reason,
hasn't had a chance to shine yet.
The manager haven't fancied him. I mean, you know, Ollie didn't fancy him at all, did he?
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Which is bizarre.
And he signed him. But then, mate, I think I'll do a better job than Ollie. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, confused.
So. Yeah, so
he did the same with Sancho. You know, you spend all that money, bring him in, and you're going, you're not even getting him involved. You know, it's just ridiculous. I don't think Ollie really had a clue. What really had, really makes you wonder what he was doing. How do you feel about? I mean, the one that has got a lot of ears up is Dele Alli. How do you feel about Dele Alli?
I'm happy with Dele. I'm happy with him.
I think he'll do a really good job there.
Yeah, I'm happy with him.
I think you'll see under. I mean, if you're an attacking midfielder and you're down on your your confidence and you're looking for a bit
which he is,
which he 100% is. Yeah. I think, as I've always said to you, I don't think it's just a case of football. I think personal stuff over the last couple of years so you've got inconsistency of managers at Tottenham. You know, you've got three managers at Spurs that obviously didn't fancy him at all.
No,
in Conte, Mourinho, and Nuno. So something was going on there, and he needed this. He does need this change. Obviously, as I said, the robbery that he had at his house. I know we made jokes about it last time, but I think stuff like that messes with your confidence.
Yeah, I was digging him out when I last week. Now I'm like, I love you, Dele.
Yeah, how funny is that? Eh?
I know it's funny, isn't it?
How the world turns. This couple of weeks back, you're like, take it with the bum. Now you're like, put it in the net.
Yeah, and now it's like, you know what? I think he's got a chance.
You're my hero.
But you know what I'm saying, right? You know what I think, like he's got a chance to reinvigorate himself, and he's got a chance to re-establish himself as a senior professional, because at Spurs he went there as a young player, and his mentality
he was flying with confidence.
Yeah, but he was a young player. Now he's going in a bit older, and he can be a senior member of the squad.
Yeah,
and he might take that mantle on. I suppose because they've all known him as a young player.
He can be matriarchal.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, so like, you know, you can be whatever you want to be. It's like, you know, if you have like, if you move school, you can change who you are, sort of thing. It's the same sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? So
and you can imagine that
he can reinvigorate himself.
Yeah, you can imagine that's the first conversation they're going to have. You know, Frank and Dele, they're going to be in the first thing he's going to say in his office is, look, don't worry about the last couple of seasons. Just start fresh. I mean, you're going to be in training every day, taking. You know, he's an experienced player, but you're going to be taking advice, and you're going to be, you know, steered in the right direction by arguably one of the greatest midfielders this country's ever produced. I mean, statistically,
they're very similar players.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're not talking about one guy who's a holding defensive midfielder. We're talking about a defender who wants to get the ball around and get into the box and score goals. I mean,